So,
So, my name is Yuri,
hi.
and I work at Musicinfo, Finland's digital distributor, specializing in distribution to China. I guess you know that already.
Yeah,
And you are Roy, and can you tell me a bit about yourself and of the Hermes House Band?
yeah. So Piotr and I are both working for Explo Music. That's a music label from the Netherlands. We are working as marketeers and distributing the music mostly in Europe. The Hermes House Band is a party band originally from the Netherlands, but in 1994 they had a hit with "I Will Survive,"
Hmm.
and that went viral in the Netherlands and also in France, in Germany, and uh, nowadays most of our performances are in Germany, France, most of the ski resorts and where the après ski and the party music is big.
I
So
see,
that's
yes.
yeah, and in the last couple of years we thought why not distribute our music further than only Europe. So so China came into play, and we got in touch with Musicinfo, distributed an album through there, and well, there it kind of stopped. We wanted to do some marketing, but there were a lot of releases on the Chinese music streaming platforms that were not uh, distributed by us, like they
Mm.
were distributed by Universal or some we didn't even know. So there was streams of money generated through streams that was not coming to us. So we thought, well, let's wait with our marketing campaigns until those releases that are not generating any income for us are removed from those platforms. And today that's almost the case, but we are. It's enough to say, well, we're going to start our marketing again.
In the last uh, 3 years, of course, it has been a little bit different.
Uh, well, what we saw before the 3 years of Corona, we saw that um, when they performed at a festival, then the music streaming in that area went up because people saw
Hmm.
music. We saw people shazamming the music
Yes,
also,
yeah.
and that was well a lot less, of course, but well we managed to get through with the companies, and now we're back in business
Oh,
almost.
wonderful. So
The,
you see a turnaround now. There's the
yeah,
change. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The calendar of the band is is completely booked now. Not completely, but well, it's really full again. So that's great to see.
And do you have any plans to travel outside of Europe?
Um, well, not some specific plans,
Hmm.
but we have the goals to eventually go beyond Europe and uh, yeah, perform outside. But yeah, it's a hard market to get into.
Hmm.
Like not well, outside of Europe, you've got like America, China, and those markets are well a bit harder to get into because in Europe we've got the name and the the bookers come to us
Yes.
to to perform, and outside of Europe we don't have that. So we need to be there, we be present ourselves, and
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I had an interview with one fellow last week, Paul from Childs. He had this one song, Mariana, and he didn't know it himself. I guess this was back in the 90s that he was invited to China because his song was picked up and there was an audience there. And would that be something you would consider if you got an invitation?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
If the opportunity arises, then we're definitely willing to travel beyond Europe to see what if we've got fans over there, if people like our music. Yeah, we would. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, yeah. We started the whole distribution in China and also in on short terms the on short term we will start the our own marketing is because we just want to be seen over there. It's not only the short term goal would be getting revenue, but that's not the main case in our or that's not the main goal in our case. We also just want to be seen and hear some feedback from the Chinese community. Do they like our music? What can we do to grow our fan base over there? And maybe one day we do grow our revenue, and maybe we can travel abroad to perform over there. So that's our goal at this moment, to just get get known a bit more over there. So if Musicinfo could help us with that by putting us in playlists or something, that would be great. It's a win-win, I
Yes,
think.
yes. Yeah, we can do that for sure. And I think that is exactly like you had said before, is that what you noticed in the streaming numbers is that there's a direct connection with the places that the band had performed. So, and that's the same I see too in China, is that music that has done better, um, typically those artists have performed in China. I mean, it's not always the case, but
Hmm.
those who have performed in China, they usually have some success. Whereas
Yeah.
those who haven't, it's kind of like hit or miss. Um, so I think that house band, like Hermes House Band, it, obviously they like the music. If not, it's just a small audience at the moment. But I think that,
Hmm.
yeah, you definitely have an audience there, and um, who wouldn't like it? And who wouldn't like to party? I think everyone's just waiting for that moment. Unfortunately, right now, China is very difficult to get into.
Yeah, it's still because of Corona,
Hmm.
or
Yes, exactly.
um,
Yeah.
we encountered some problems like having a network in China. We don't have any, so we don't know any bookers or
Mm.
so getting there, getting at a festival or a concert, or that's that's not well. That's really hard. We thought so.
Mm.
I don't know how do you see that with other artists? Do you really first need to build an audience on the social media platforms on in China, or is it the other way around? Like, do you first need to perform and then grow your audience online, or what?
Well, it really depends, of
Mm.
course, when it comes down to your budget. So if you want to fork out the budget and go travel and tour in China, that's perfectly okay. Uh, and then on the other hand, if you are an artist or band who already has a following outside of China, you are more likely to be invited. And that is really what you would prefer to do, because then they would pay for your travel and costs, and you'd be able to collect revenue from the tickets sales. And
Yeah.
um, so if you are a small artist like anyone, it's very difficult. But I think for you, um, because what you have quite a large following, and for a house band,
And
anyway.
you mean, or in China as well?
No, I mean outside of China,
Oh yeah.
is
Okay.
that you're more likely to be an acceptable choice to come and visit or be invited to the fest. I guess they can see that your music would create an audience. I mean, like any promoter, they want to promote music that will bring listeners. Um, so if
Yeah.
there is a following in China, then it's more likely that you will be invited.
Yeah.
However, um, if it is seen that you already have a following outside of China, that can, directly influence your chances of being invited to China. Um, it depends on the event, um, but the band that I spoke to before, they were uh, what he explained as a post electronic shoegaze genre, and he played in nightclubs. Some of the venues were nightclubs, and then of the venues were like real, like auditorium,
Hmm.
thousands of listeners are in the audience. So it doesn't have to be specifically festivals,
No.
but just like a promoter that would arrange a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I would
So
think probably would suit more your style.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't really know the market over there
Mm.
for the events, so that'll be like trying some things out, speaking to a promoter over there, and seeing what we can do. But uh, well, the following outside of China we've got, but the following inside China not so much.
Mm.
So that's the first step, I guess, to just grow that audience by starting our marketing over there, being visible on the social media platforms, and just showing who the band is, and growing the following. So we've got some assistants over here with that, with what we are starting
Okay,
right
great.
now. And in your mail, you said you could help us too with some kind of marketing through Musicinfo, or
Yeah, we have
what.
our own Musicinfo channels on Weibo and WeChat, and
Mhm.
also the video platforms as well. So if you have any content that you would like to share, then we can share them, across our channels on the social media.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Hmm.
But maybe, yeah, well, I need to know what kind of content you place over there, so that we can gather some of the content we've posted over here, and see how that would match your branding in Musicinfo, and let's see what we can do over there.
Sure. How did you first come to choose Musicinfo for your distribution to China?
Ooh, so that's quite some time ago. But I can remember we came to the idea of being visible in China, because it's such a big market. So we thought, well, we're big in Europe now. Why not try it in other countries as well? We've got Our music is very suitable for karaoke also. We've got some karaoke albums in Holland, or in Europe, and we've had some comments of people saying that some of our music was their favorite karaoke songs.
Oh yeah.
And um, well, karaoke is quite big, we understood, in China. So we thought, let's give it a try over there with our music. And then we just went searching for different distributors, and I'm not quite sure why Musicinfo stood out so much, but I guess No, I don't know. I would need to look again at their and at the competitors and Musicinfo to see why I chose for Musicinfo. I don't really know. I remember one thing, and that is that distribution. We've had contact with quite a few distributors, and some were working with a percentage of royalties, and Musicinfo worked with a fixed fee of distributing an album. So in our case, we thought, well, to start, we don't want to, especially when we don't know how much we're gonna gain in revenue. We wanted to have a fixed fee that didn't break the bank too much, and so we had a clear view of what it was gonna cost us. Because in Europe, if we work with percentages, then well, the revenue is so big in Europe that it would be such a large amount of distributing costs. So we thought, let's start with a fixed fee so we can see how much is our music be streamed, how much revenue is this gaining, and well, that was one of the things besides what you said.
Okay, yeah. Is the Hermes House Band, is it on TikTok library?
Well, we have started now. Or the music is the music the library, yes. The music is in Europe on TikTok, and we have just a few weeks ago started posting our own videos because the band members aren't like teenagers. So TikTok was a long time. It was, well, we thought not that interesting, but well, you can't ignore it anymore. So we're starting now to
we're giving it a go.
We're giving it a go, matching the things they want to see with the willingness of the band and the image of the band. So yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same. Do you have any last words do you like to share to your audience in China?
So, well, it's a bit hard to say because we don't quite know how who are our fans over there, because we are not active on social media right now. So what we want to say, I guess, is that we're coming soon to the platforms, and
are you ready to party?
Are you ready to party? Are you ready to party is like kind of the slogan here in Europe. Are you ready to party? And we're looking forward to be more visible over there, and one day come to visit the concerts and festivals over there.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Roy and Piotr.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.